Let's see if everything is correct. Yes. Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. This is Gnomes, and today we're gonna... You see I have some change in the thumbnail of the stream video. We are gonna start doing different now. We're gonna rush more of the rigging part with something that is very interesting topic late in these times, like VRM, virtual reality modeling. And it was my plan for this character actually, and actually we're gonna do this directly in Blender with the VRM format extension. So it's free, it's inbuilt, but there's another add-on, not extension, this one, which is, so one is the VRM format, you see this tab here, and the other is VRM something mouse toolkit, something like that, which complements. It's also free, but it's an add-on, it's not inbuilt, it's not an extension. You need to download directly from a GitHub site. I think I'm gonna show how this, and this complements the VRM in a very interesting way. Although for my rig VRM stuff here, I have some limitations because I'm not expert in the field. I'm not using Unity to set up, so I'm just gonna show some workflow for the shape keys of the expressions, the bones, the armature. We're gonna do all this from scratch, but I have already the model, right? So all in Blender with those extension and add-on. So basically this is the, yeah, we don't need this anymore. So in principle we don't need this one, the add-on, but we just need the extension. But the add-on is very good because it automates some steps. It has some library of stuff that we can right ahead implement in some settings for the VRM. It saves time, so it's actually pretty cool. I don't know it has any influence in if the thing will work or not, differently from VRM, because VRM format add-on is like it allows to export this VRM file. So this and probably also this I don't know how to use, but this I know, and this is where we can export, for example, for VC Face, a VRM project. So let's start with the installation. So this is very basic. We're gonna make some I'm not gonna show the installation process, but I'm gonna show the whole thing. I'm just gonna show the basics so you know what this is about. So very basic stuff for the VRM format extension add-on. Yeah, so this basically it is here is the VRM tab, and when we also try to add an armature, it brings this VRM humanoid, and this is a skeleton that has a root bone. It has fortunately it's not like the Mixamo rig, so it has good Blender effective left and right side, right? The bone rolls are very weird actually. Actually this foot is right. If we reset, it's right. This is right. This is also right. So the connections are very crude. So this is basically the way this VRM track the body. It's very default stuff. The skeleton doesn't need to be like straight like this. It doesn't really help too much, but this skeleton is totally straight, right? And you see here it's not like Rigify generated rig. So this is up z-axis, up z-axis. Even this thumb is very weird, right? It could be like that, right? But no, it is different. Okay, so also this is very okay. This is, but it could be invert, right? All this could be. So yeah, this don't really matter actually. I figured out, unless we are trying to make some tricks with the arm in VC Face or stuff like that. So probably there is a we don't need to have these rolls here as it says, and we don't need to have the bones aligned, but something about the root better leave it as it is. I've heard, but I'm not sure. So Alt G. So this is there, but there's another way to add this. It will be by just create VRM model from here. I think there is something about, I don't know this stuff. Yeah, it will input some data information here that we can check when we export. There's also a list of things. So no armature exists, non-triangular faces detected, yeah, quads, but they will be triangulated automatically. So this is fair enough. It doesn't fail for me so far. It was reliable. So you can have this error message here, or this information. Non-triangular faces detected in iCoins. Yeah, same thing. It's another mesh object, right? So then vertex add waves. Okay, so this probably is something about the. Okay, I don't know what these are. Vertex index here. I don't know where they come from, but probably something we haven't rigged yet. So we could create. I don't use this method. I don't know if it has any value, but I think it's the same thing here. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. So I think it's just a shortcut operator. BPS. Blender Python operation ICYP. I don't know what's that. There's probably something about the library of the VRM format extension. Then make basic armatures, keep armature setup true. Okay, let's see here. BPS skip heavy armature setup. Skip. Yeah, it is the same operator. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just a different. It won't create an armature adapted to the model. As you can see, it's not like that. But okay, so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna show here finally, sorry, in the preference thing. I think you are seeing that. Yes, we are seeing. So basically here we got this extension, get extensions of VRM. So here is the only VRM. Well, there's something else here. I don't know what this is, but there is this VRM format extension. Then you, well, can update. Looks like it updated something. I don't know what updated, but okay, we'll take it. So I can click here and check that it is indeed there. And the guy that makes it has a YouTube channel also, and it is through that I found the relationship with that other helpful add-on related. And so I don't know where's the YouTube channel for this, but doesn't matter. If you find VRM, it's some furry guy. Let's try to find it. I think it's just VRM format. Probably is this. No, it's not this. VRM format, because I don't remember the name. And quick overview of quick transform shape. Maybe it's this one. No, I don't think it's this one. No. Intro. No. Sorry. Here I really can't find the proper. No, it's not this one. Okay, so let's try here. VRM format. Let's see how many of those tabs I have. This will be faster. I should have done this. Okay, this. No, no, this is not. This is Firefox Control B favorites. All this. The system in this is very good. No, not this guy. So yeah, this is very hard to find if I don't. Lots of YouTubers doing uses for VRM. Maybe you know some of them. All with a little glimpse of information about. It's not possible that I don't have saved anything or didn't mention correctly the name of the. It can't be. This thing is cheating on me. Well, might be this guy. Maybe he changed the. No, I think it's not, but it's very similar. So, let's go here. So, extension. The whole process of missing created alter explanation VRM spring bone setting in Unity. Is that no? Okay, I'm gonna go again one of those. Sorry, folks. This is very important because it's the author of the add-on itself. I don't understand. I usually am very careful at naming those things. It can't just disappear. It should be listed here somehow. But we can't find it. It's incredible. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Well, maybe it will be here anyhow anyways. Let's find any link here. I really wanted to show that maybe there are some links to the presentation, so to check here the GitHub, there should be something here. Website, okay, let's check here. And Blender extension. Yeah, so you see there might not be all the. Okay, so I can't find it. Never mind. So, sorry, folks. Let's continue here and that. Then you get here. Then you get VRM, and you see this is the add-on that is not here. That is not inbuilt. It's not an extension. Mouse extended VRM tools or something like that. We're gonna look for that. So here is the VRM format install. Here I don't know if I have anything special here, but you can configure some other stuff here. And now we go for the other one. So this one will have the VRM tab here. Just basically we have, as we see, the VRM skeleton, which is a special skeleton, and that through this tab then I think the skeleton has nothing special, but it's better use it probably. And then this will have even if we don't have this skeleton, I guess. Yeah, so it, like, you can create a normal armature, and here you can probably give this armature some VRM features from the VRM tab. You see, probably we can do this. Yeah, so we got here, then we got. So basically what we have here, there's two versions. This one requires Unity to be worked with, and this one is the one I'm being used because I'm not using any Unity workflow because I don't even have this thing installed. I never touched it. I know it's powerful, I know it's good, but yeah, I'm too noobish to have this installed in this computer, and maybe later. It's not my point now, but it will bring much more facilities and more powerful for VRM, so it's just me that am noobish enough not to use it. So also you have to learn a lot of things with that, but there seems to be enough content, but it's hard to find the ideal stuff. It's complicated, bro. Has every Blender video is bookmarked with the yeah, welcome Lucas. So this is like the plan for the future, but no, this is where AI should do something, right, to help us people, right? So this AI is intelligence. What the is DI. No, sorry. Artificial dumbness, right? So here we got it could create these highlights for me, right? But nobody cares about highlights, right? So anyways, YouTube has been very stupid in the way they organize their content. Like, it's meant to be competitive, and they are losing some way of managing and organizing data scientific information, all sorts of information. Actually, they lose the linking potential between videos. Yeah, it's like they could make a gigantic school of I don't know, of information, even for Blender people, if the artists were to learn, you see that they don't care. They just do their own stuff. They don't care about that. Maybe they think that will empower the people and then against themselves. I don't know. They are dumb enough to not do something like that, right? And so people have to find out for every bit of information on their own. And so it doesn't help when you are looking for certain important content. You don't have a system that links through AI or not, links steps, parts of the videos, right? That with other videos, maybe even of the same author, YouTuber, maybe from other YouTubers. So it's like completely messed up. It's a complete disaster. YouTube is destroying the world in some way that is dumbifying everything. So you need to be very careful in using this stuff, because it's waste of potential, unimaginable waste of potential. But this is another story. Okay, let's continue. So what are those things here? So I know this. So here we have some, what is meta? This okay, these are the metadata, right? So this is like when you create an original avatar you want to share or sell, you can define some stuff here. Then it's cool, but it's not super important. Only when you are sharing or selling stuff. And here, this is the... So here we start to get technical. These are the identified bones of the skeleton that are gonna be tracked. So we're gonna go that later. So there's an automatic bone assignment. This is already assigned there to the skeleton in some ways. Maybe we have to fix some other stuff. So there are more to this. So this is interesting. So we have also the blend shifts. This is the longest thing ever, right, to develop, because these are, if we want, so you see here's the lip sync, just the vowels here, unfortunately. This setup here, I don't know if there are more advanced setup, but this setup here is for the neutral expression. It will be like something like that. Then we have these vowels, a, I, u, e, o. This is because it's got Japanese add-on, I guess, extension. So it's this is the order of the vowels in Japanese. Then we get blink, which is okay, the blink of the two eyes. Then we have individual blinking of left and right. They are recalled separately, right? So there are different functions. They stack, so they work together in principle. Then we have the joy. So these are all automated from... These are, so far as I know, all of these, they are very, very basic for VC-Face. So VC-Face works totally on top of these patterns here. So everything that is here in this original list is a VC-Face. It's present on a VC-Face. So you have the expressions joy, angry, sorrow, fun, look up, look down, look left, look right. These are the shape key versions of the eye bones. And this seems to work better. So sometimes you delete the eye bones, or you don't assign them to the humanoid skeleton. Like, you don't assign them because they don't work very well. Maybe this depends on the camera, on the tracking system. With a simple webcam like mine, I've confirmed that for myself, that for some reason this don't work really well for some reason. Many YouTubers talking about VRM talk about this, so do this in just from shape keys. It's weird, but it works. Yeah, it's not great, but it seems to work like at least 50% better than the bone tracking system. Okay, then we have the blink already, left and right. So, and then we have to assign. So this is very interesting because we need to assign by object. And the object here, so if you have multiple objects that are separated, mesh objects, then you can combine. Yes, so you like to make this is a nightmare, but we can do that. Like if you have an eyelash shape key, an eyelash mesh object that is separated from the head, won't be my case. Then you have the face or the body, so the body is here, and then the eyelash will be another mesh object. I don't know, whichever, don't have enough here. So you see the two different mesh objects, though this is not the case, but just as an abstract example. Then we get here, we can, from each one of them, we can assign a wait, this is wrong. Okay, I've assigned the object, then where is the shape key? I think I need okay, because there's no shape keys here yet, so this is why. Let's do something here and get this fixed already. So I have here, they add not vertex group, you get here, so you get like basis and let's say key 1. So here you see there is this new raw here which appears, so this is the shape key for this object. So you can have a shape key for another object for the same lookup, so like you could move the eyebrow, probably not in this case, but this is just a stupid example. So let's see, I know I have another object here, but I don't remember what it was. So I think the eye coins, yeah, here. So that's it. Then you can get the same shape key or an equivalent shape key that will then move in sync for these eye coins, right? So that's right now the eye coins don't have any shape keys, so we add shape keys here, and then we get, what we get is that, yeah, we can decide another shape key for the name doesn't matter because the name here is right, but the names here, I think they matter. It seems like how that works. I don't know, there's a address. I don't really understand apparently it's not based on the order. It's might be based on the naming, sometimes case, uppercase, lowercase. I've seen many examples. Nothing is clear information. I've checked, it's very hard to find the clear information, but apparently the name of the shape keys and the order of shape keys in the shape keys panel of Blender don't really matter, of course, except for the basis, but then which needs to be on top. And then we can yeah, what really matters is to have, I believe, the correct stuff here, and then you assign whatever the name of the shape key assigned to what you need here. So let's go back here and just clean up this stuff. Okay, so basically, and also we're probably gonna delete this. So then we have, now we need another one because we're gonna continue here. So then we have the VRM first, this I never use, so this first person VRM, I don't know how to use that. Then we have the spring bones, which is for me is more important because this is like these are bone stuff, not shape key stuff. So they are the physics, bone physics. We cannot test them here directly. Apparently we can test them directly in Blender if we were using the VRM 1.0 specific version, but this is, I can't use this because this will tell us that we need to be using Unity so I need to be using this. So, but apparently we can play the spring bones with the VRM 1.0 here. I've tested something before I've realized I couldn't go further because it would need Unity. So the problem is that you cannot swap here because at will, because then you have to rebuild everything here from scratch. It's horrible. There's no automation. They are different setups, right? There's different options, so you have to either go, unless you want to do everything twice, it is very bad. I don't think we can copy those things. There's an operator for that, so it's not like that. So okay, the shape keys and VR. So this simple, I don't know much about the colliders, but apparently the spring bones is, there's some easiness in the selections that if I want to make a spring bone like I can get here. And the system is actually smart, because if I, okay, this is a collection of spring bones, because the collection of spring bones will say, I'm calling it collection, it will determine every aspect for the whole collection. So this is not very versatile, but it works. So I have a tail, I have ears. Then, for example, so the cool thing is that we don't have to assign them. We need to still to assign the bones manually. So it's on this bones list. Colliders group, I don't use that yet, so I don't know. So it should be the similar stuff, but I don't know how that works. So probably target objects. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm not gonna enter here. So here we can actually target certain bone that is the maybe the base of the chain, and that will connect with everything else. I don't remember now exactly how it is automated in this way. There's this way that we can do this, but I'm not sure right now. So instead, otherwise you have to do this one by one, which is super tedious, but there is a way to automate this if they are parented. They are parented. So let's try again. So it will be something like this, and okay, there is this tab here, in the tool shelf. So this is the lifesaver. We add selected as spring bone group, maybe. Okay, it's not the way I've done, but okay, maybe it's the version which changed, but we can. Okay, I've just cleared the collection. Let's do it again. Let's go here, and then we bones, we add here, and let's add selectors, not as collider, sorry. Okay, I can go back. Let's delete here. Add selected as spring bones, and there you go. So yeah, so this is not the way I knew, but okay, this works too. So this is can assign the selected bones. So very good, right? So and then you set the stiffness. So this stiffness is just the stiff of the wiggle to add-on. So it's like the how much the bone is going to be stiff regarding the physics, right? How much it will be bouncing, right, and stuff like that, reacting. And then the drag force, it's a weird name, but apparently I can't confirm 100%, but I've seen the drag force is equivalent to dampening. So this is the, in Portuguese it will be atrito. So it's how the bone, the physics bone, how it will, the spring bone, how it will, if it will stop jiggling faster or slower. So drag force very high means that would mean, if this is correct, this information is correct, that it will, it makes sense that it's correct, because otherwise it wouldn't be, and it's one of the most fundamental features, right? In the wiggle to add-on we have other features like stretch, and we have also something else which I don't remember right now. So here, then gravity power, of course this is the power of gravity, and this is the negative world z-axis, right? And then this central bone is usually not required. I'm not sure what it does. Maybe this is something about the gravity force, and hit radius. This is, so this is probably about the collisions, right? Collider groups which are not used. So yeah, so essentially this is the setup. Of course, if we wanted a more complicated, we can check the results in VC Face, but by playing with just this and having this usually at these settings, and right, we can, it's not too hard to get something working, like hair rigging. The problem is that if we want to have the hair, like imagine there's a hair strand, then you might want, it's usually not needed, but it might be more sophisticated to have like a different settings for this one, and this one. You have like two or three groups instead of just one for the whole hair bone. So this is okay. basically this was the big explanation, the overview of this the features here. And if we go here and try to export as VRM file, what we get is, okay, we have the same list of errors or informations, warnings, right, which some might be detrimental, others we can just go with it. So it's the same stuff, right? Nothing. And also interestingly, we don't need, in order to have the VRM work, at least in VC phase, so far I've checked, we don't need to triangulate the face. It will do automatically when exporting. We don't need to apply the modifiers, right? So this will not be, we're not using this for this rig, right? It's just for another rig in the future that is not VRM. It will not work on anyway, so this could be misleading. So I think it will apply and do nothing here because it's disabled. It will apply the subdivision, it will apply the mirror modifier, but I'll have to the mirror modifier I'll have to apply here, unfortunately, at least for the head, because the shape keys, this will be impossible to do the shape keys with enable mirror modifier. We won't be able to make the, at some point I think there is a situation where we can't continue. So we need to apply. So the trick will be to separate the head from the body after we rig the neck and the head joints. So once those things are rigged, we can just separate them into two different mesh objects, and then we can keep the mirror modifier, the body, and then the head or the face, well, the head, yeah, the head, then we can apply the mirror modifier, and then we start working with the shape keys. Otherwise it will be just nightmarish, and there will be impasse eventually, if I'm not incorrect. And that will be very difficult to manage, because you'll have to create a vertex group for left and right, and I think something I don't remember right now will fail. Yeah, so it doesn't, not even thinking about doing this again. So for other rigs that are not dependent on shape keys, then probably we can maintain the mirror modifier on the whole character and the head and the body connected too. So this is my case on my usual rigs, because I don't use the shape keys for the lots of face expressions, and when I use, they are symmetrical. Okay, so now the other one, and this is very interesting. So we're gonna go for the VRM tools. Okay, so basically this is a GitHub. So this is here, Menithal, so it's the name of the author, Mal's Blender VRM 0 utility. So apparently this was updated recently, a few updates here. 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that I having some problem installation. Apparently you need to go here to install, and there's some instruction here. You need to install from down this file here, this IO extended, and I think usually it's from here, right? But this didn't work for me. Maybe now it works, but the indication was from the author himself or herself was to go here. And so here we can get the file and download it from, I think this, yeah, and then once we get the zip file downloaded, then we can go for the GitHub mentioned. Yes. Oh yeah, there, let's see the VRM. I need to, okay, let's go here. Mouse extended VRM, yeah, it's not an add-on. Let's see. Mouse extended VRM Matti Menithal Lahtinen. Okay, so different name. So looks like finish or something like that. Anyways, this add-on, look, please look before and from here. Yes, because I forgot to. So here is the. Then we installed that that we already download, right? Install from disk, and then we get this, and then we can have these two, and they work together. So this is the add-on, which is free. It's a complement to the VRM format, which is an extension, which is also free. You get from Get Extension. Okay, so now we have both installed, and now this is the VRM format extension. This is the that thing that I don't remember the name. So mouse tools, whatever. So what this does is that is very cool. Is that when we have the we can. I don't remember where it is. Finalize the pose. I don't remember what is. There is some way that it will auto-generate the shape keys for the for example, if you're doing the ARKit 52 facial mocap shape keys or blend shape expressions and morph stuff. So basically, instead of adding one by one from the no, it gets all of them already listed, and they don't work straight in VC Face. Unfortunately, you need to have an iPhone or some sort of iMocap app from which I couldn't find anything in Android. That some say there would be an alternative. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the ARKit work in VC Face from this method, and also because my hardware and software is not apparently VC Face doesn't have the cool features. Maybe we need a special camera, maybe it's I don't know, but I know that the iPhone would be the most direct solution. You need an iPhone with the i thing, and then iMocap, something like that app, and then that, or an alternative if you can find for Android. I wasn't able to do this. Maybe installing from the computer, yeah, I don't know. So then that will allow VC Face to run, to detect from the smartphone, which will be connected to the internet also, maybe, right, in whichever way. It will be the same connection, internet connection. So it will use the camera of the smartphone or the iPhone, I don't know, to send the data of the facial mocap, or even maybe the whole body mocap. I think the facial mocap, and then that will catch all of the subtleties of the 52 ARKit expressions. So this is what I wasn't able to do. However, if we still model manually these 52 expressions right in here in Blender, which we're gonna do for sport, we can they still are valuable, because if in the future we find some, if you use Unity, if you use other softwares than VC Face, if you use other stuff, we can probably have them to work. So we have them already, but they are not necessary in a very basic VC Face setup, or very basic simpler version of a VRM project, because we can get other shape keys to match these expressions here and all that. So we don't really need those ARKit. It's bullshit. It's just if we want a very sophisticated facial motion capture. And so this was very misleading in all that I found when I was trying to learn. But here I can't find exactly where it is, but somewhere in this UI here there would be, I think it will be here, then No, it's not here. Maybe it's... I need to go on edit mode. No, I really don't remember now. It's escaping my understanding, but because here I have test... Oh, okay. So test T-pose. I don't know what's this, but basically this is it. This is what I was looking for. So basically, if we have here, this is the mouse tools, right? So basically there's this test T-pose, which I don't really know what, but we click here and that opened this. This is what I was looking for. VRM blend shape proxy extra tools, and here is the library. This is very nice because the add-on maker, he tracked all the, I think, all the prominent popular patterns of shape keys making for motion capture, even the ARKit. So generate and bind ARKit shape keys. It will not, so far as I know, it will not make the expression, the shape keys for you, but just click here, then you go back to the VRM. So this is where they were, and here, see, wow. So there's all the 52 ARKit here with correct naming and probably the correct order if that ever matters, which I really don't, I'm not sure for both, but it creates this stuff, right? And so here you can start building your right, you directly from Blender. So this is why this add-on is very, very cool, even though I don't know what else it does really, but there will be other stuff here. I have no idea what they are. Binding existing MMD, yeah, this is another virtual reality stuff, modeling stuff. So clear all blend shaped proxy binds. This probably can destroy the project. So then you see, if we go back there, the VRM there, we can get like, is that VSF face, right? Shape keys. So this is the default. Looks like there's there are new stuff here I didn't know. You see, there's the interesting. So you have the vowels as before, but we have the, okay, we have the expression, all this stuff. We have some browser, okay, we have some different settings here. Alright, this needs to be explored. Surprise, okay, this surprise is an expression from VC face, like fun and hungry. Okay, yeah, it should be here. I don't know why it's separated, so there's weird stuff here. But you have left the blink, okay, it's organized differently. And here you see, maybe this will improve the, so you see, with heads you just have to know what they mean. And so this is more anatomical, so this we need to research in the internet, but it's usually simple. It's lip syncing V-zems and stuff like that. So basically R, which R, probably the R or Och. There are many there are many English. So I don't know, probably this would be the R Japanese, which could sound like L. Seal, I don't know. But there are also many types of S. There's the right, and and so anyways, yeah, so all this is very ultra simplified, right? Anyways, but it should be very interesting. I don't know about this. I think we didn't have this, so this could be extra trackers. I don't know if they will be tracked. This I know they will, but these others, I think it's software dependent and hardware dependent when it comes to the camera, right? Or I don't know if there exists, yeah, because I know there's stuff like this lip motion, which is a hardware peripheral that can detect the motion of the hands. This works for VC Face. You need this for the hands tracking, unfortunately. But apparently they are cheap. The problem is to find them in my city. This is not very popular. You can't find that easily. Maybe in a bigger place. And there shouldn't be a lot of variation, but there are some very low prices which should be very accessible. So here is very interesting. Let's see another one. Clear. Yeah, let's clear all. Let's try this. Generate and bind. Okay, this might be the default that we saw before. The original ones. Yeah, this is the original ones, right? Very clean, very easy to see, but maybe they are not. Yeah, maybe there's better. And you can use all of them, right? But I think if we do this and this, they start to stack weirdly. Let's see the magnificent amount of madness that we'll have here. I never tried this. Do they... Oh, they seem to have reorganized. Okay. Good. Okay, so that's nice. We can stack them together. Apparently this is a incredibly... I hope this didn't mess up anything, but no, you see even the... Yeah, the surprise might be here. Okay, anyways, let's clear and see this other VC Face or VRC, VR chat. Sorry if this is boring, but this is new to me actually. I'm curious about this. Yeah, so you see different systems here, but they are all intertwined in some other way or not. Maybe here the order matters. So this is questions, very technical questions that I cannot provide any answer right now. And the R kit we already checked. Meta shape keys. This looks like R kit. Tightener left. Funnel. They seem to be subdivided. I think usually the funnel is just one. This seems to be a version where they are subdivided in all four directions of a plane. The diagonals or something like that. Orthogonal, right? All four directions. But I can't confirm, but it looks like pretty much like an expansion of the... We could count here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... No, I'm not gonna count that. There might be more than 52 here. Then we go back. This is always hard to find here. Then we have HTS shape keys and the MMD. Let's check the last. So here we got... Why this stuff always... Shape keys. It's hard to find. Okay. So this seems to be very similar to... So there, I don't know what these patterns are about. So let's do the last one. MMD. So this... Nothing. Okay. So... Alright, so this was for this. So this is why we can have this free add-on and it's good, and maybe you want to contribute to the author of both because they seem to be very good at doing those stuff available for the community, so they deserve some reward. I'll eventually, when I have some resources, probably I'll make some donations. So let's go here for the yes. So now we got to start doing this stuff. Where to start from? I'm starting with the oh yes, I need to fix some things in the mesh real quick. Now yes, this is okay, we've done with these highlights here, the basic stuff. Now we're gonna make a few corrections here. Indeed, I've checked on another project, and indeed I on purpose made the icon inside behind the proxy eye, which is invisible. So this is not, it's not gonna be exported, it's not gonna be used for the VRM. It's just but we can use to snap the vertices for the shape keys. But there's something wrong about it right now, is that apparently something about this positionings of this mesh seems to be very incorrect. We'll need to address this. There's something weird here happening. I think is because of the something that when I snapped is not working, so we'll have to redo some stuff here, right? Or maybe I need to apply this shrink wrap. Okay, so this is another technique. Yeah, we can probably, so I'm gonna shift D this, leave this as a backup, and I'm gonna just apply this. And not working. Why? Okay, I have shape keys, but this, I have an add-on that fixed that, so, but we just delete this. So let's return here, and this is another way to snapping. We see that this didn't really work. It's like it's a negative. Yeah, so we have some challenge here in doing this. Let's see, let's try to find a good positioning, and that should be, let's do like that, and then shift D, disable this one, and apply there. Okay, it's like it seems that it's always behind the eye. And also I forgot I needed to, yeah, so this will be a little complicated, sorry folks. I have to fix some errors, some mistake I've did on the so need proportional editing here. Some mistakes in shaping this thing properly for the best results. So you need probably to pick some of this thing. We're gonna flatten out this eyeball, or this shape, right? This eye surface, yeah, this eyeball shape. Need to make this more flatter, so we don't have strange. So we're gonna smooth this out. Maybe we need a few more subdivision already from the. Maybe I need to apply the subdivision surface modifier. No, I think this is not a concern. Alright, but anyways, we don't need this, just I want this, but this is causing some issues here that I'm not sure exactly what is the okay, so I've applied this, but you see it's still doing something crazy. Also, I made a wrong connection, which is very sad when I realized it was too late. So basically this is the non-manifold mesh type, which means that select more or less, no, select similar non-manifold mesh. Where is it? Well, usually there's something here to select. What is this? No, wrong. Shift F5. Okay, F3. Non-many. Or is manifold? Extrude manifold. It's manifold. Okay, it's strange. Maybe they deleted this operator. It would allow us to select the non-manifold thing, but I don't seem to find it. Maybe they changed the name, but doesn't. Okay, so anyways, I know where it is anyway, so this can cause some issues. We're gonna just pick this face loop here, which is connected there wrongly. And yeah, because I connect this to the eye hole positioning, but it's not here actually. It could be the way I've done on another is that, you see, connected this to this, so it will be the, is there any other hidden mesh? No. So you're gonna connect this to the wall, so bridge edge loops, and that should be it. Of course you're gonna have, make sure, yeah, so this is correct. So this is like the eye cavity, so it starts from the eyelids walls here, so right, so this is very, now this is correct, and this is very reliable. Like, we can choose very well the system with the emission shader that this thing will take, so we won't see anything from, we'll see the wall still, and that should work. Okay, so now what we need to do, okay, the eye coins are fine, we'll have to reorganize them anyways, but here we gonna try to match this, no, not this, okay, I'm gonna make this unselectable. Now what I want is to, gonna hide this because this will cause some issues. Yeah, hide this. We can hide all this too. So I just want to snap this correctly, but it's like it's not snapping to the way I want. Okay, it should be snapping to the eye. This is very complicated because the eye is going too deep, right? Oh, I see. Maybe I see what's going on. The faces I have to snap, they are too big, like these ones here, so they are not matching the curvature of the eye very well, so a lot of intersections. And here, yeah, this shouldn't be to take off this. Let's try to bring this up. Okay, so got these features here. Gonna try to make some space here because they are going inside, right? This is bad. They need to be more to the outer side. All right, so we can smooth this out, no snapping. Now we can try to, and also this color here is, this color is causing a lot of issues. Let's change this to, yeah, let's do like actually red here. Okay, let's do this, and that should be fine. Then as for here, we can also make this red. And okay, so now we have something a little more organized. So now we as for this, we can try to smooth it, try to just centralize it, scale along x-axis, tilt in some ways. Yeah, so we'll have okay, so we have some weird faces here. Maybe the normals are inverted. No, so why is this happening? We're gonna apparently some anomaly, so something about normals, reset vectors. No, it's not like that. So shade smooth. Yeah, so something about this weird shading. So then we got continue. Yeah, now we can snap. So we hide this again, right? Hide this. We're gonna just start snapping this onto the eye surface. So this is where we can use the shape key. We can use this to with snapping. Oh, it's not snapping. Okay, we can use this eye ball to snap this exactly on the precisely on the curvature of the eye surface. It doesn't work with shrink wrap modifier because the shrink wrap modifier doesn't interact with the shape key, very sadly. I don't know what's happening here. Looks like we have to do something like here. Okay. Okay, but this is not necessary, right? You don't need to do that for VRM rig. This is it's just because I can. So basically this is the basis shape key, right? So you can maintain this basis name or call it neutral. I think I'll just maintain basis in principle. That should work. The important is that it has the correct assignment to the right. So here we go. Now I need to create now this will be non-manifold mesh because I'm gonna extrude the there'll be another way actually. Hey, I was searching yesterday about corrective bones and I came across some of your replies on Blender Forum. Interesting. Welcome, Medox. So what have you... The helper bones, right? So, yeah, this is a very interesting topic, subject, right? So what are you looking for? Just maybe I can... what kind of helper bone, corrective bone are you looking for? Or have you found what your... I checked some of your videos and the documents you linked in the description, bro. You are so good. Thanks. Yes, this is a work in progress, like educational progress. I have been rigging and researching this thing. I'm passionate about rigging, organic rigging. So this is why I thought that it will be good to have something like... you said what happens that on YouTube, on the internet, everyone creates a lot of riggers, teachers, artists. They create a lot of content about rigging, and it's very nice content here and there. You never know enough, right? So there's all sort of crazy methods and keep going, but then there's just no connection sometimes between the content, right? And if someone start to connect the stuff, the dots, right? You start to see how this can be useful, like having this sort of documentation, right? This kind of thing that AI should do, right? But it doesn't, at least not the way I'm doing, right? But this is very time consuming, so I had to stop for a while. But at some point in the future, maybe this year, I want to continue building that documentation, right? Because then you can cite, right, refer to any YouTuber, any rigger that has some content. We'll just make a network, right, of or links, right? And that it's a different way to organize the guide. And of course I can't do this for the how to say the paid content, which is not accessible publicly, accessible for free, but there's a lot of good stuff out there already from other readily accessible, free content. So this is why this worth doing. There's so much content out there that is sort of sometimes even not really well broadcasted, let's say like that, and so it works organizing. I even found some what you find is crazy, right? You find alternatives that sometimes may look like a solution you have prescribed, but it builds on top of your stuff. So it's like it's very interesting, and vice versa, right? So it's rigging is an art form, and recently I was reading a book from a rigging book, actually a professional rigging book from a guy named it's about rigging for games, and he mentioned some idea that I was very in the introduction or close to introduction, something like rigging is a sculpting tool, right? So it relates directly to the character design. So I had this notion for a while, but he put it in words in that book in this way, in this particular way. Rigging is so it's very interesting, and it relates to why some animators and even modelers, whoever artists are able to like rigging because it's still sculpting, but sculpting in time, right? So yes, is the art of effective rigging in Blender. No, I think it's not this title. A complete guide to character rigging for games using Blender. Yeah. So here this one that you've mentioned, isn't that a course from Pierrick Picot? Isn't that the name of his course online, paid? I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. It's just a bit similar. Might be confusing, but yeah. So they're good content, but I think there's always space for more, and as certain techniques start to develop, we can get more stuff, facilities, right? Yes, I know I downloaded it a while ago, but I did not read it. Yeah, it's not exactly for reading. I think there's PDF material for reading indeed, but it's more like a video course, right? I have a friend that made the full course. He was learning rigging from scratch. Yes, I just lost between the course and book, but I know the book I have. Yeah. So I look for this title later on. Maybe it's something else. Okay. So here the non-manifold thing. So the way we can do here. Yes, I was thinking maybe another way to do this. I was using a solidify trick, but we're gonna extrude the eyelashes from this and keep it on the same mesh, because it's actually possible to rig stuff even for the VRM, even with the solidified. Some slight glitches maybe, but we can. It's fixable, or it's doable. Here we're gonna change this material color. I need to fix those materials. So usually this would be like at the, let's see, what is this? Okay, so these are inverted faces. The real faces are from the bottom. Now there are some wrong normals here, crazy normals. Yeah, I'm gonna flip this one. And so here we're gonna, let's see, what is this? Is a, no, it's wrong tab. This is a, yes, the creases. I'm looking for the edge creases. This seems to be 0 crease. This is 0.3. Okay, so we're gonna Control Alt left mouse button, click here and get Shift E 0.3, and then you get this crease everywhere. Okay, so these characters, eyelashes, I need to check the model sheet. I think that's created a lot of weird stuff there. This is not required. This is okay. Here the model sheet. No, it's not. Yeah, it's this that I'm looking for. So basically, we have how is her eyelash? I see. Yeah. Alright, I got the idea, so we gotta get them here also. I should have modeled them before, but we can do them from here. Let's see, they are not too tiny, so we can just go from here. I was trying a technique with the VRM rig with my combining my approach of the regular geometry, it's the anatomic eyelashes, anatomic lips. I was trying to do this for the VRM, but it caused a miserable failure. But I think now I know what was happening. I think I can fix that. So now I think it's something about the wrong assignments of the shape keys, or how I was organizing the shape keys panel, the referencing and all that. I think I can fix this now, so it will stack with the other shape keys without problem. It will work for the project. Basically, I need to assign I'll have the basis shape key, but I will have a will have a I don't need I should be looking at the side view here. Let's see, hold on. I'm new to rigging. Yes, somehow I'm also new, like 3 years rigging, but I didn't know nothing about 3D rigging before. So I've been doing like for a while, but I still feel like I'm relatively new to it. Right? I don't have like 10 years of experience, but yes, welcome. It's very interesting domain, and it's very complex, and it's very good for learning Blender UI if you start to learn rigging, because it relates to everything in the UI, shading, modeling, topology, geometry nodes. You can give me an advice to going to some university or just learning rigging on my way. I'm new to rigging. If you can, yes, sure. Just state any question there you have. I can maybe I can answer. It's fine. There are many approaches to rigging, right? So some people will prefer some riggers will prefer using more shape keys for facial expressions. Others will prefer to, even for corrective method, they will use the conventional shape keys, corrective shape keys method. Others will prefer to use corrective bones. Corrective bones, helper bones, have been becoming more and more popular because it's not so hard to use when you have the good approach. The problem is that even with the good approach, it's still organic rigging, so it's still very hard sometimes to get the good shapes. So this is and not all the techniques are totally versatile for example, popular game engines, right? So you need to export for them, then you need to rig with specialization for those mediums, and so same for so it matters a lot, right? The purpose of the rig. The rig could be made for a 3D animation inside Blender. It could be made for a game engine, a particular one. It could be made for just posing, like an atomic object, like that. If it's for animation, then the control rig is super important, and that is something that is another entire domain, right? There's the control rig, is a domain of rigging. There's the deform rig, is a domain of rigging. Not a domain, is like an aspect of rigging, a category of rigging. It's completely different approach. It gives completely different challenge. So the control rig is really challenging to have good controls for 3D animation, but there are a lot of patterns there that work. The deform rig relates to the wave painting, the skinning, the helper bones, and there's something else I don't remember, but essentially we'll have that. I want to know if I should study rigging by myself or go some... No, you don't need nowadays to go to a university, college to do undergraduation to learn rigging. But there is an advantage to learn rigging from those courses, professional courses, is that they will, to my understanding, they will teach the students the large scope of rigging techniques on the mainstream stuff, right? And even stuff that are not so mainstream. So you're not just gonna learn to rig in Blender. You have to learn rigging in Maya, which is the default industry standard apparently. You're gonna learn rigging for games. You're gonna learn for rigging for 3D animation. You're gonna learn maybe rigging 3ds Max. I don't know. You're gonna learn all this big scope. For example, me, I have a critical limitation. I've just learned on my own. I've decided focus on Blender. So for 3 years I've been developing skills of Blender rigging, but I cannot rig in Maya. I would need to adapt. It would take a few, it could take some time to adapt. It might not be so difficult after you learn rigging in one software, but the UI is completely different. Some approach might be different. The tools can be slightly different and better or worse. So if you study on a course, university for example, you'll have some headache because you'll need to learn all those things. Probably if the course is good, they will force the students to study all those techniques because it's professional preparation, right? So it's what they think should be useful. Even if you don't use it, they will teach. So this is also because of the contact you have with other people. You know, in the internet it might not be very good unless you're doing a course those from distance, which is crappy because how you gonna meet real people, right? So I don't think this is very good, but that means that the course will be bad, but it's not the same thing like a physical course, right, where you can meet real people. My opinion on the subject, right? But it doesn't mean that a distance course will not be favorable in the sense that you'll receive professional orientation and you're gonna study from professionals, so you'll have support, probably some sort of support, maybe not the best, but still some support, and you'll be able to, but most importantly, I think you'll be learning many tools and not just what you want to learn. And this can be annoying, but it can be beneficial depending on the professional strategy, right? So this is something. But learning online with the resources, buying books, totally learnable, and it won't take too long with the right. You don't need a course, but you might miss some instructions, like some strategy and some orientation. So that's what I think about this. I'm learning it for game rigs. Yeah, very popular. And when I will reach a good level at rigging, I want to start animating my rigs. Yeah, so animation is I don't know if you have a background in animation already, but animation is like it's very relatable to rigging, right? But yeah, I can say it's sometimes it's not the same thing, right? So basically, but very relatable. So it's normal. Lots of riggers become animators, and many animators become riggers, or are both at the same time. So basically, the rigging thing. Let's say when I reach a good level, you can reach a good level at rigging if you study properly. You can in a few months. In a few months, you can you can do very good stuff in a few months with rigging with the correct approach. Like in 3 months you can get in less than 3 months you can get good familiarity with rigging in one software, or maybe more than one, but you might need more than 3 months to start to really get in touch with more advanced stuff, like really more advanced stuff. But in 3 months it should be enough to get, if you have a good. Otherwise it could take several months, it could even take years, right? But it's an art form, right? So it never ends, right? So it's always learning if you're doing rigging, right? So, and observing what other riggers do. So it's not like there's, but there are some benchmarks, like I said, I don't know if the word, there are some things about first you get familiar with stuff and try to get engaged with learning projects with stuff that are engaging, right? Not those although it's important to do something like the donut challenge, stuff like that, but it's also good to make challenges that are directly related to your passion. So if you're rigging a character that doesn't interest you anyhow, this is not a good idea usually. The course can be great, but if the character, if something about this is not attractive enough, it's not inspiring, this is stupid, right? Because it can be a waste of time even. There would be of course in the end we'll be learning something good, but usually, so the best thing is to not only have a good course but some sort of orientation, but also it's to apply the knowledge by learning and experimenting rigging on a content that you are passionate about, because that will make you really look deep into this great solutions for that, whatever the cost. Yeah, of course the cost cannot be astronomical, because that could take a long time, right? So this is but yes, get in a course that, at least if you do some course, that you really looks like engaging. Otherwise, if the challenges are not stimulating, this is very, very bad. Progress will go slower, will not experiment so much, it will be boring, and you will learn probably less than you could, and will forget many things that you've learned because they are meaningless. So this is something that is relevant to take into account. So that's why if you're learning on your own, then try to apply directly to like a game rig character, right? Like try to make this and apply directly to an ongoing project, in case you have an ongoing project or participate in one. So this, I think, is the best thing to do. It's to, as you learn, try to apply it, have a project even to apply directly what you're. It might start simple, right? Don't start with a big project, very complex. Start with something that is at somewhat the level of the learning, and this can be hard, but it should be feasible. Okay, this, what's wrong here? Yeah, this is wrong because it needs to, we need to take off this, remove this waves from this shrink wrap modifier of these eyelashes, vertices. I see that they are being pushed. Yeah, we need another, but I'm not even using this one, so I'm gonna make another one. This will be for my other method. So shrink wrap, eyelashes, push. So this, assign this, and then for this we're gonna, I don't need this for now, it's just creating confusion. We are gonna like duplicate this one, then we got change this target. We're gonna use outside and push. Now I need to enable. Okay, So it's a protector thing here. If we disable, okay, so this is good enough, right? So you get this, but we won't be using them anyways, so for the VRM stuff. So this is the default thing. Now I need to do something about this. We're gonna attempt the crazy technique. Let's see, I'm learning it from game. Okay, so if I want to learn on my own, I should keep asking people for their feedback. Yes, probably. So what you could do, if you have time, of course, and engagement, maybe you have a group, right? Indie games, very popular right now. You can join some indie game projects that might be appealing. There's a Discord channel for, you know, Godot engine or some other stuff, maybe Unity, I don't know, any forum basically where there are some propositions. Then you join any group that just for the learning experience. Then you can probably start rigging. Like, of course, it might be complicated because if you are new to rigging, but depends on the level of the project. I'm not really looking for newcomers if they are learning. So if they are not paying, the idea is to learn. Sometimes game jams, also rigging for game jams, this also better if there are other riggers there also, so you can also share experience with that. But if you have any question about rigging, you can send in the for example in the live stream and Discord channel. I don't have a Discord server, but let's see, yeah, you can ask in for example, if you have a question in Blender artist forums, you can tag me there, right? If you create a thread with some rigging question, I can answer there. And for the Discord, I have a Discord, but then you tell me if you, I don't know if you have Discord, but I can probably we can exchange some ideas. But yeah, that's fine. And also that guide that I have there there are a lot of content there, so it's not very well organized because it's not linear, right? You'll have to look for multiple topics, but there are enough content there to learn a lot of the basic stuff, right? So, but it will take time, right? It's not like this is why the best thing is to try to rig a character from scratch to the end, right? Okay, so here we're gonna add something about the anatomic eyelashes method. No, it's not like this. Anatomic. Alright, gonna have to remove this. No, yeah, it's removed. So anatomic eyelashes shape key. Yes, okay, so this is the following. This is, I don't have the way to show right now. I have other videos, I think, highlights that present that, but basically what we have here is that we're gonna create a shape key. Okay, we need a shape key for this that will be beyond the basis, which will be the anatomic eyelashes shape key. So basically what this will do is that these style eyelashes are very stylized, but so I want these eyelashes to actually not be big as this in the basis, which is the rest position, the real rest position, which is the basis for the skinning algorithm, the skinning method, usually linear blend skinner by default in Blender. But this is the because if I have the eyelashes like that, if they were bigger, even with crazy shapes, organic shapes, that will make this that the skinning algorithm, the skinning method, when we wave paint this and we transform the eyelids meshes, okay, not transforming here, but when we pose the eyelids, then these things will try to follow with their own waves, but it will be very distorted because these positionings are not very similar to the positions. Well, there's a curvature, everything, but they would be they can be very easily screwed up because they are very three-dimensional stuff, and this is not good. So because the rest position for this mesh is really crazy, it's very complex. So in order to make more spontaneously regular deforms for this mesh, we need to a bit more like they would follow the eyelids versus somewhat by default, but even though they would be on a different position on object mode. But so what will happen is that we're gonna make that the basis shape key, yeah, I've created this shape key, right? But I created on the basis, so this is the current basis. I don't want that. I want the basis to be a very regular mesh. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna keep this. I hope this will work. I'm not sure if I want to do the inverse thing, right? I think if I change here, I'll have a problem because, let's see. Yeah, I've lost the position. So what I'm gonna do is that I need to save something. So how will that be? I need to create this is a bit confusing. I need to sort of invert them, right? There are different ways to do this. I should have created this as the anatomic eyelashes, actually. Anyway, so what I need to do, I need to apply this to, okay, we're gonna delete this. We're gonna new shape from mix. This does not stack. Well, we see that it's the same thing, right? Okay, so I think I'm gonna do this. So the basis, we're gonna do this. So we're gonna make this mesh, this geometry very regular, so that it is as if it will be deforming in sync with the eyelids. And this will prevent a lot of crazy unwanted skinning results, because now this mesh is very regular, almost adjacent, almost aligned with this one of the eyelids. We could have more, but this is sufficient for now, just for this demonstration. More vertices, I mean. And so now, let's see, we have, what have I done? I think I destroyed everything. Yeah, so apparently this was a terrible failure. Let's go back. So okay, I'm gonna reshape those things. So okay, so this will be the correct way to start, easy, right? So now I'm gonna work on this shape key, right? And here I'm gonna shape, sorry about that, folks. So here we're gonna just build the expressive, the real anatomy of the eyelash as it should be regarding the character design. So yeah, I have a character design model sheet here. We can probably get some good assessment of the poses, of the positioning of this. So no, not this one. So also let's get, so it's just these ones. That should be good enough. Then from the side view, yeah, very bad here in the side view. Here probably will need some extra. Yeah, we need to build more, a few more. I knew it. So probably we can. So now this is the anatomic eyelash. It's a constant shape key that will, I'm not sure I will be able to make this work for VRM, but I think it's just a question of, because we need now to make a shape from mix. The problem is that this will be a bit tricky. Thank you so much for your advice and your time. Good night. It's midnight in my country and I have work tomorrow. Yes, thanks for watching, bro. Thanks for being around. So Medox, so see you another time. So feel free to bring up some rigging questions. Always interesting because I can find maybe new problems to solve. So have a good night and see you around, bro. Okay, let's continue here. So the idea of the anatomic eyelash. So I think what didn't work for me when I tried to assign this to the VRM is because assign the shape key, right? Is because I was so unsure about how this. So what we need is actually that we need to combine these bases and this into a new shape from mix. And this will become actually, so this is like the basis. That means this is the thing that is like the default mesh, right? Abstract stuff, right? Even as a proxy mesh, but this is the rest position still. It has the power of the rest position. Then you have the anatomic eyelashes, which actually is just for the eyelash, but it should be disabled. This is the problem. I think it will auto-enable in the... Oh yeah, I remember that. So this could be a problem. I cannot negate it. Well, we'll see that later. Anyways, otherwise, we can just merge everything into the bases, right? This is in the worst case scenario. If this is not successful, well, we have to sacrifice this technique for the VRM rigged model project, right? And just use for version that for 3D animation side, but I still want to make it work in the VRM. So what I'm doing is that, so I have the basis, I have the anatomic, and I would have this one which will be the super basis, which is like the neutral, let's say like that. So the neutral is like it's like when I capture the basic stuff. And so the problem is that this is the anatomic eyelash, but there will be also an anatomic lips, or same thing for the lips, but this maybe I need to combine them into yeah. And so I remember, I think the problem is that these things will be, they cannot be negated during the exportation. So it's like I need to delete the shape key. Yeah, so this, even if I turn it off, I remember it, or I have to change something here, I don't know. So maybe this is a dead end. Yeah, so I think it's more complicated than I'm thinking here. So yeah, folks, ignore this for the VRM. We'll still try to see if we can cheese the system, but probably this won't work. But here is doubling, of course. So this neutral is like the basis plus the anatomic lips, right? So it's just and we'll be reference everything from that we create from the neutral instead of, okay, the base doesn't have neutral, so this will be our target that we assign for. So I'm not totally sure this will work in all the way I expect, but it should be sufficient. Now we gonna, otherwise we'll just delete this thing. We still in this way will have a backup. Yeah, we will have a backup here, so this should be the way to go. Yeah, then I can re-separate this and this, right, with the yeah, some operators there, right? We can select just the mesh that we want and write and then isolate them into a new mix, and then separate the eyelash from, if we need to go backwards, right? But this is all very, it's just some idiotic thing that it's just to see if we are capable of doing this cheesing stuff in the system. So anyways, let's continue here, and we need to start building some expressions here. So because here we're just going a lot of into theory. Let's add the armature. Is this, oh no, I just remember, folks, we need to add the, I need to add the some extra mesh here for this neutral. So you see, we're adding this in the, this usually causes problem, right? Creating, I still want to figure out how to make this less worse. But basically we are expanding this mesh here. No, not this. Yeah, exactly this. Not sure if this thing seems good enough. This could cause some problems. Shouldn't I be doing another thing here? Yeah, maybe. This could look very weird, right? I think this will be more regular. There'll be other ways to do this, but this, let's try this thing. Yeah, because then we have this one that seems, yeah, this seems the best. Also best for good for wave painting, because you have just intersecting. We have the layering here, right, of the vertices. So okay, that seems good. Might not be perfect. Now let's see how much this disrupted our shape key. Okay, this seems to be, oh, we have a difference there, right? So it's not matching. Maybe I need to, yeah, I'm gonna use here just we're gonna use vertex, blend from shape, add, no, not basis, the neutral. So now they are equal. Yeah, I need now to build the, I was having trouble when we create mesh topology, we create geometry, we change the topology with the something locked. Apparently this creates some wreak havoc in the model, and so this is very weird. And this time you see I didn't lock anything, and I didn't seem to have any trouble. Then we gonna do this thing again. Yeah, we'll do the same here. So we don't need a top and bottom here, it's the same thing. We just need to know what will be the position. I think the eyelash doesn't reach here. We're gonna stop by here, and for this sounds reasonable enough. Let's look at the model sheet here. Yes, this seems adequate. It's very small, I think, tiny eyelash in the bottom. we can use a solidify modifier for these eyelashes. Going a loop around will be super weird. Like imagine if I continued here, instead trying to prevent the non-manifold structure that we have from this face, and this face now, because of the presence of the eyelash. Imagine that I decided to instead start to going extrusion here, then you extrude here, then you get all around for the eyelash, right? Then the eyelash is sort of a bumpy thing like that, and then this goes back and then it closes. So not sure if it's clear enough, but that is very feasible, but it creates so much problem of intersection, I believe. The solidify modifier in this case will be procedural, and it will auto apply, and with the proper waves it just works without problem. I think doing that manually is very dangerous for such faces, but to be fair, I have never tried. But it's very suspicious. It's the kind of stuff that causes trouble in rigging. So good idea to test it eventually, but yeah, not now, because these faces, they have a back face that is here, and this back face in the VRM, they become invisible or something like that. I'm not sure. They cause problem. If I'm not wrong, they would cause problem. And not in the viewport here in Blender, that won't cause problem in my experience. So here we can have this tiny thing here, this pointy. Let's change these edge creases here. No, let's change to. So by creating this extra geometry, okay, here we're gonna do this here. We need also to create, so this one will be simpler. We need to extrude here and expand here and connect here. That should be enough for this one. GGC if you want to go in the outer direction. Yeah, very cool stuff, right? So just learned somewhere this year, only this year. If I remember properly, that this is possible. Okay, so this sounds good enough. Then we'll see how. Now I need to fix for, yeah, this, just to make sure, right? Let's go to the vertex group, remove from the shrink wrap eyelids, and assign to the shrink wrap eyelash first. All right, good. Then going back to the anatomic eyelashes. That seems accurate. What's the normals? Normals are correct. Now I'm gonna change this material to magenta. It's just temporary, it's just that we see what is what. Okay, front view. Here we got, yeah, I think yeah, this face seems very large. It's because of this thing, something about I've made wrong there. Can probably fix this at some point. And here it's normal, it's disappearing behind the upper cheek, so that sometimes can occur because of the rest position of the upper cheek. This is not a big problem. This can be a little problem, but we can probably, yeah, let's go back here. to the basis. Let's just smooth this out a little. I think this is not correct. Yeah, there's not good spacing here. Let's make better spacing for this geometry here. Here we get smoothing this out. Okay, good. Okay, so it start to look fine. And now we're gonna address this anatomic eyelash once again. I'm not changing the basis. No, it's not possible. What's happening? Okay, because I'm editing. Yeah, the problem that I think I was editing the basis. Okay, so we're gonna edit the basis indeed, but we need to make this different. So it's just slightly there, GG. So yeah, I'm editing the basis here. Here there's two stacking. There's a very close, you leave them pointing downward, pointing downward, pointing downward. Pick the right one. Right here is two stacking as well, pointing downward. And so now they are very close, very regular mesh, and they are so from the front view we can see, yes, very regular. Even here, yes, even here indeed. Okay, so we got this. So they will deform very accurately without too much effort. This will facilitate the skinning of the eyelash and even the automation if we do some automation of the eyelash. Unless you move so much faster than the other people, I try to find thanks. Maybe sometimes it's a problem because when I watch some tutorials out there or some artists doing this stuff, like I feel like I do something, I work like a bit too chaotically, right? I do a lot of clicks and sometimes those clicks are wrong and unnecessary, right? So this is something that maybe I do that might be some disadvantage, but yeah, doing fast can be good also. Also certain things we can do faster because like we do this over and over again, right? Then sort of used to those things. But trying to apply your advice while I work doesn't work that well when the power goes out. Which advice, by the way? Yeah, plenty of advice maybe. Yeah, because it's like lots of the thing you need to do on your own, right? This is why I was looking to build this tutorial series that will, I haven't started correctly yet, is the hand-on do, the thing that like a tutorial in which you can follow up directly, not just watch the tutorial, take notes or whatever. No, you can follow in real time and create the stuff in real time as following, right? Like this is my ideal, but it's very hard to build this kind of tutorial for many reasons, but I'm still considering it seriously. It's my next tutorial project. I've been for a long time now already, many months I was struggling with making new tutorials, just like following in real time, honestly. Oh yeah, real time. Yeah, so there are tutorials where we can apply real time, right? Like you watch and you in real time you can do the stuff. So this is very good for memory because then you train, you learn. Good for learn because then you immediately apply what you see, and that is you practice. So you put your hands at work directly instead of just passively watching, which is the worst thing. Right, it's the dumbest thing. So in this case my streams are dumb, but anyways, at least there's some chatting. But like sometimes I just wanted to wait and see how you handle problems, like try to do that or something else. So nice. Yes, this idea, I intend this month in July, I think I'll be able to do something serious about it and start building. It's the asset library, it's the project. I want to show how I workflow with this stuff of the asset library, which I just learned some tricks, like more or less into the last months on these years, especially with the 3D webcomics project, most likely. And it's very cool, and I think this is this would be a perfect topic to start building this stuff. But yeah, this needs a lot of planning. Maybe that will be good for finally for this YouTube channel. But yeah, I need to restart doing tutorials because I think this is very important. I cannot just be doing the streams, so I'm reducing a bit of the streams content amount. Like Fridays, I've realized there's not enough watching like Sunday, but Friday apparently is even worse than Sunday, so maybe it's the time I do in Fridays, we'll have to change. But I'm cutting off Fridays because then I can focus on other stuff like tutorial making, and that should be better. Please do a non-stream video and like a legit tutorial in the asset library, because your system scales super well with assets. I think people would find. Yes, exactly, this is the big picture, the big thing. So it's like very ambitious, right, project, but I think that will be the way to go. There's not enough good content. It's even less in stylized content, right? So I think I have the cards now for this, but took a while to me to figure this out. But I still challenge, because I will need to make sure that I can make a tutorial with this method, the approach of the real-time follow-up, the hand-on-doll thing concept. So basically it's not clear yet that I can totally make these videos good, because recording tutorial is super hard. Some people learn and get easy with it, but for me it's still very difficult. But it's worth. I did a lot, but even doing a lot is not. It's like, you know, when you do something over and over again, it seems like you never get good at it. So it's very frustrating. It's like you never get progress. Like things doesn't get easier because you've done like 100 times. Maybe after 1,000 times. Yes, it gets easier in some aspects. But some other aspects is like super hard. And though this is very. If it really doing tutorials is very weird. It's very weird stuff actually. And but it's interesting, and I think it will be. They're definitely growing. I think if you can write the script right to present it, yes, good point. It will be amazing at it. I think it's just the bottleneck. Your skill is just like. I know, microphone. Yeah, someone told also that microphone quality. I have to make this upgrade for sure. Yes, but I think even if not, it's still worth to have the tutorial there. But good point. I'll try to find a better mic. I think I can do something about it. Yes, might be good for this tutorial to fix the find a better microphone. Yes, totally. So thanks for there's very good advice there for remembering this stuff that needs improvement. Right now I'm using low value tech that can't contribute too much, right? So here we got this neutral, but it doesn't go for the. Okay, so we're gonna this neutral. We're gonna get the. There's the vertex. No, vertex propagates. No. This is disruptive will apply to everything. every shape key. Now blend from shape, get from the anatomic eyelash, not without add, and that should do. No? Oh yeah, this, I've just destroyed the shape key. This happens because I need to have this enabled. Now I can make the proper transfer. I think we don't use this, so this can be set as 0, but this one needs to be set to 1. I go on edit mode, then we can get the blend from shape, and now this should have... No? Okay, let's try again. Now actually, let's try... This is very confusing. Let's try this one. Okay. This does this. No, it's not. So, okay, let's do then this. Very weird, but we need blend from shape. Okay, so it's very resisting. It doesn't want to do what I'm telling it to do. This bases on bases, this is based on bases, yes. So okay, I can't get it done, so let's just copy this and delete this shape key, and then we blend new shape from mix, call this neutral, right? On this, and there we got this. Okay, now in Blender 4.5 they'll add a duplicate shape key operator. That will be, yeah, so there's a long time I don't do any tutorial, just doing these highlights, and now I've changed the way I do the highlights, so it's probably less attractive, but it's more economic for me. So maybe this will allow me now to restart doing tutorials, and then I'll still have these lightweight highlights and the streaming and the tutorials, right? And that, I feel like good tutorials, like historically good tutorials, they've been giving good watching time for the YouTube channel, so they seem to be useful, but there's a very long time I've done that, so maybe if it weren't for them my channel would be dead. I know. So it's why a good idea that maybe I should keep doing them, and with new important topics. So this asset browser, asset library system, I think will be indeed the way to go. Okay, so now what is the next thing that we can do here? Okay, the skeleton, of course. Let's do the skeleton at once. So we need the problem of VRM. I don't know how yet, if there's any solution to that, but the problem with VRM is that we don't really have the cards for the helper bone system, because apparently you cannot use bone constraints and stuff like that. Maybe by baking animations, exporting VRM animation, maybe that's what that is for. Yeah, like in game engines, you bake the 3D keyframed animation, bake the deformed bones. Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. So we're gonna add here then the VRM skeleton. Let's create this highlighted one. So adding VRM format skeleton. So we're gonna get this from scratch. So basically we have the VRM tab here from the VRM format extension add-on already installed. We can get it from here, but no, we're gonna get it from this other operator here. Create VRM model. Make armature and simple setup for VRM export. Okay, it creates some stuff here. I don't remember this stuff. Maybe it's a new setup. Okay, so these are, what are these ratios? Control C. Okay, maybe we can adjust stuff from... This is interesting. Okay, we can manipulate this from here. I think this is a new upgrade from the add-on. It's getting better over time, so that sounds good. Head ratio. We have some difficulty here. This character design is very different, maybe. Head width ratio, I don't know what. Okay, okay, I've lost the parameters. Let's go again. Okay, it was set as it was left. Aging ratio. Okay, the legs grow taller. This is very eye depth. This is for the... Yeah, this is... I think it will not be important. We're gonna change this in very specific way. Shoulder width. Yeah, this stuff is just facilitators. Funny to play with, but they're not very intuitive, but they can... Yeah, why not? Right. Okay, here we can make these legs. Okay. Okay, let's accept this with template mesh. It will probably add a... I don't know what's that. Okay, so here we're gonna bring this to the armature here. We're gonna call it armature necromancer. Mesh body, yeah, mesh necromancer. Here is like mesh icons. Mesh eyeballs proxy. Then okay, we don't touch that, but we need to... We're gonna parent stuff here. Okay, first we're gonna, since we have this stuff, is check if the all set, right? All centralized apparently. Yes, all good. So we're gonna do a parent here, just armature deform, because we don't want anything yet to be... We want to get this armature object here. We're gonna save. We're gonna get it to the viewport. Now object tab, viewport in front, wire. Okay, then we get the... Here we want viewport display, not octahedral b-bone. And here we're gonna shift control alt S. Okay, then the head we're gonna make bigger. The hips, this hips is special bone for this rig. Very bad, but it's VRM setup. Then this thing root we don't touch. Just do this. We can change everything here. These positionings. Actually, with this, the ankle joint maybe more to the bottom here. This angle of the foot, this is not important. Yeah, absolutely not important. It's not there's not a magical number or something like that, but that I know of. So trying to follow. So here try to find the joint of the GY. Where is the view, the screencast? There. Keys. Okay, now we got this. I'm gonna place it about here. here. This is always difficult for this character. We're gonna place it here, then we're gonna place it, yeah, so then the reset here, we're gonna get the axis maybe a bit too exaggeratedly forward. Reset, 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 yeah, just to make sure that, so here this hip is wrong, let's move it up. This spine doesn't need to be straight, so we can play with, we don't need to have this skeleton aligned, I think not for the VRM, but gonna, yeah, so here we're gonna place about here, we're gonna try to get this closer to the spine still. The hip, imagining about here, so let's move this down. So this will not be my the puppeteering skeleton, unfortunately, because this will conflict too much with the VRM stuff. Like, I'm still considering, couldn't we make some connection here? This will something that I have to try out, but it is like, it's just a niche concept. It's not really relevant for VRM. It's just for animation and compatibility, but it's not something that is important. Technically it won't, it's just a dream rig, sort of. Scale down this neck. This, we see that this joint is very badly positioned. We move this back here, and here we're gonna move this thing about here. Some said that I have not tried, but we actually, the neck joint, we could place it more like behind, like not here, but about here, more to the back of the neck and inside of the head. I'm not sure this is good positioning, but it sounds to be a discussed. Someone have bring this idea, and I think that could be good to try out. So gonna, but in the VRM we won't be able to really see if that check. We'll have to test here, and this will not be sufficient because I have to test on my own cards. These eyes positions, we're not gonna use these bones anyways, but if we wanted to make them rotate anyways for certain thing, we could use the, yeah, so this is, wait, why are you doing this again? Do you have a VRM setup? Yes, this is for no, I don't, not for this character, but I have, no, I don't have a VRM setup, just experimental. I just know, because the shape keys, if the character design is different, you have to redo everything, right? So there's not much things that, and the VRM skeleton, yeah, I have to adapt anyway, so there's nothing, basically the waves have to adapt. There's nothing that I know that I can reuse that is good, just some ideas, but it's not so much that I can reuse a skeleton here. It's kind of frustrating, but it's, this is yeah. Do you have a VR? What do you mean by a VR setup? Like a rigged model that is working? Yes, I have one that I was, yeah, I have one. Actually I have one. Let's bring it straight to see if I can, but I don't know where the file is messed up. If I were, I can bring maybe tomorrow I'm gonna present, but I can't bring it now because it the file, I need to find the file, reconfigure it. I don't know if it's still working. The, no, not VR chat. This is not for VR chat. This rig that I'm doing is for VC Face, so I never tried rigging for VR chat. I think, I'm not sure what it takes, if it requires to Unity workflow. Maybe you know, but I don't. So we're gonna align this bone here. No, it's like a line here. We're gonna delete these bones. We can bring these names back if we want. So I was deleting these ones. Unfortunately, I cannot really test this the hands, because I don't have, for VC face, I don't have the how do you call that feature, that hardware, the peripheral. Here you need the active element. No, I don't have a virtual reality headset. Yeah, so actually these yeah, they are used for VR chat, right? I believe. Yeah, I don't have experience with VR chat, so I've already tested one of those headsets for a game in somewhere in a university. They're sharing this stuff. Hand, lower arm. Oh, this is wrong position here. So this is actually. Okay, I'm gonna bring it here. Here we're gonna bring it very closer. This is the shoulder, it's not the clavicle, but in this rig yeah, this would be. Okay, let's try something like this. The position of bending here might be a bit weird to figure out. Let's see if here it's okay. No, it's not okay. This part of the mesh is a bit weird too. I don't like. It's because it is a different character design than what I used to do. Apparently need still struggle for the adaptation. We're gonna leave this about the center. The wrist here, I think, more closer to the hand. Now we get probably need to, let's add a bone here and rotate Y9. No, okay, scale this down, rotate along the z-axis 9. Rotate Y here, reset. Let's use this to Control A. Okay, align this. Align these bones to this, right? Already aligned. Delete this. Scale the hand. We're gonna usually do this. Let's rotate this thing here. Let's flatten this bone here like a pancake. Same for the foot. This joint doesn't seem well positioned. Then I'm gonna do this also. Yeah, I'll do it for both of them. Shift X, and this one on the X. Okay, there we go. This bone being like that, yes, let's leave it smaller. The chest is an important bone. Maybe let's do it a bit bigger. Then these fingers could be thinner, yes, just like that. Now we're gonna reposition them. I don't like these orientations. We're gonna shift N, negative X, GX, GZ. So this is annoying now, this super tricky stuff for the fingers. Should they be straight? Yeah, for auto IK option they should be straight. At least these bones. We can't work with this. We need to hide some other stuff. Active element. Okay, so we got these. Scale them. Yeah, I see the scaling is wrong. So here, scale. Just no. Scale this one. No. Okay, does not work. Scale this. No. Okay, so let's say their bone length, because I don't want them to have irregular stuff. Okay, so this seems good. And GY along normal, they are somewhere like here. Okay, but these are the deformation bones, but in this rig there's nothing else to do. They are okay. Then we move here, GY, no, GZ, no, the global GY. We need probably to make some tilting here. Okay, this is okay, this is acceptable. Then you got here GY. Let's tilt the other way around. Now let's get height of this. Control numpad 3, no, control numpad 1 from the back side. We got here, I think it will be about here. This one will be about here. Then we align everything with this. Then we get this one to scale a little more. Let's see this bone length. Okay, this is more than this one. This is good. And this one, the last one, just scale about here. Yes. Now the last one, L and here. Okay, then control numpad 1. This from a top view. Yeah, L, we position this about here. Hide this one. We scale them all together. GX, GY about here. Now we position. We don't see very well. I'll need to mask that finger, but we can. No, we can't. We can visualize something more or less. Maybe this, move up, align this to this. Then no, it's still not good. Rotate, scale. Yeah, so align. Okay, then we got. We can here use the quad view. Yeah. Looks good. GX. Disjoint GX. This is not good. We need normals. Let's realign here, just in case. GY. We are looking at the top view there. Yeah, matching about here. And then this one, GY, somewhere about here. And let's see 0.02523. Yeah, that's good. So now they are all set. Control Q. This now for the thumb, we gonna get again this nightmarish thumb. So rotate this on the negative 90 degrees for the z-axis. Then we, no, it's the positive. Forgot the, what I'm doing is that the z-axis is pointing towards the direction of bending, the main direction of bending, or the favorable that we picked. Sometimes it needs to be arbitrary. So in principle this will be something like here, but the orientation is not good because the mesh is not good, right? So here we could use a snapping feature to vertex to include non-edited. So we're gonna snap this to yeah, there is, don't see any vertex, but it insists to snap. Okay, so maybe here we align with this one, yes. Then we maybe rotate without snapping here. So here we got, is this z-axis correct? It seems a bit weird. Let's use like here. Okay, it's going bending downwards too much, but that will work. Then for this one, this joint, yeah, this joint will be about here. So this is a special bone, tricky bone, so we could maintain it with the same roll, or we could play with that, right? So gonna Shift N, active bone. Yeah, this is good enough. So it's just not aligned the same way. We could try to snap it to volume, maybe. It won't be good enough. Yeah, I'll have to make manual corrections. Then we're gonna reset roll, but we're gonna Alt N, no, Shift N, active bone. We're gonna maintain that, and that's it. Oh, the hand also, although this is not intuitive. We're gonna, now we can do this. We're gonna Shift N, negative. So just as the finger, like we were saying, that the bending, the hand bending here will be the main. Oh, good luck with the texturing after this. Got to go right. Sure, yes, not a good day to work and watch at the same time. Yes, no problem. So thanks, bro. Thanks for being around. So see you next time or another time. Good luck in the project you're doing there. Hope that this week will be inspiring for the ones of us. See ya, bro. Yeah, so now we got this one. Rotate negative here, rotate negative here, because here is the direction of bending here, and then we have this will point up. Reset, no, just do the positive z-axis, like align with lower space, and then the head, all the rest should be fine. Here they are pointing back, the z-axis, correct, and this is well, feasible. Yeah, we can do this. This is the main road reset, so that facilitates, and this is up. Okay, it's weird, but it facilitates. but those are arguably what should be. So here we got, then finally we got this skeleton ready. And auto waves, no, I don't use auto waves, so I think this will be for the next time, folks. I've been doing this for 1 hour now, no more, almost 3 hours. So we got introductions here to the VRM virtual reality modeling with those add-ons, and we are building the skeleton. So the next step will be wave painting. So VRM skeleton, we got this one. Base skeleton deformed bones, yes, gonna go for that. Then we're gonna make the deformed bones for extra stuff. Tail, ears, hair, cheeks, what is cheeks? Wait, where is cheeks? Oh yeah, spring. It was experimental stuff. Not sure you're gonna. Then the other features and limbs, and why these limbs? Spring, yeah. So all these are spring, yeah. So yeah, it's all spring bones. Deaf spring bones, yeah, that's it. I don't need this. And I don't need this information. Then set up spring bones, yeah, so this will be a good step. Then separate that, apply your modifier head, facial shape keys. Then we got lip sync and extras, mouse add-on. Okay, so it has some stuff that we need to investigate, which are the extra ones. Then we have this 50R kit, we are gonna do this, and then the expressions, all this. Okay, these are assigning more than making, right? Assigning shape keys to expressions, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and you can make more, but this more is too much for me right now. So dual compatibility is junk, so that's it. So all this stuff here we're gonna do offline, and I'll be bringing upgrades on the rig as I can, as potentially. So otherwise we'll have this character with just the facial, right, this character with the working facial expression. Also I need to fix the mouth, because the mouth is incomplete here. A lot of work to do here actually for this. Yeah, I'll eventually reach this, so I won't even note. So folks, this is it for this development. I hope I can bring some cloth improvements and everything here, so it will be more interesting to watch, and more exciting also for building the characters assets. So VRM for VC face in this case with limited stuff. We're not going to the Unity because I don't know, but this may be the future. But we'll still be able to make this thing work in VC face with some cool stuff. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed the content. Take care, happy blendering, have a nice week. See ya another day. Check for the thumbnail for the schedule this week. On this week we're making some changes, and when I complete this project, then I'll go back to the world building. That I think will be even more interesting. We'll see.